What team is it?
The Seattle Seahawks have their quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Yes.
3-year deal. Reportedly, you want to take a guess? 3-year deal?
I saw it already. Damn it.
110.5 million, 55 million guaranteed.
Wow. 110. So okay. So they're. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but that's okay. That's, I guess I would have expected somewhere in that range. What are we talking about there total? What, 35 million, 36 million, somewhere in that, really, right?
Yep.
Somewhere along there?
Yeah.
I would have had a hard time paying Sam Darnold $40 million. I didn't know if he'd quite get this. I didn't. And really, realistically, I mean, it's a 2-year, $55 million deal is what it is. Where in the current status of things, I mean, they could draft a quarterback and say $55 million. So what? Every quarterback in football that's good is making that per year, right? So you're not tied to this here. And now, as we expected, and I tweeted this out on Friday night when we saw Geno. I mean, they didn't trade Geno away and just like, well, we have no idea who we're going to get a quarterback. Let's roll the dice. What do you think, guys? Hey, if it rolls on a 5, it's Jameis Winston. If it rolls a 4, it's Sam Darnold. No, they obviously had a clue of what Sam Darnold was asking, who was interested in him, and I think too with the options for Sam Darnold that are out there, just like we talked about with Aaron Rodgers. This is one of the better ones. Yeah. It is. Yeah, I know there's no Lockett and there's no DK Metcalf, but totality in the organization, right? Tennessee might be a new coaching staff next year. Cleveland, who the hell knows what's going to happen there? He doesn't want to go back to the New York area in general and just for anything. So that's not going to happen. What other team are we missing? I'm missing somebody else. But either way, I think when you look at our Pittsburgh, okay, and I don't think they showed interest in him.
Right.
So within this, he goes here. And, I think he's in a good spot with at least a coach that's stable, and we know that they're not trying to, fire anybody here after this year. It's not one of those type of seasons.
Sure. In keeping with tradition of this show, we are only going to mention who broke the story if they have a chance of actually being wrong. Shefty said it was 110 million. Ian Rappaport from NFL Media says nearly 100 million.
Okay.
So who knows?
Well, the tie goes to Shefty in my book. Sorry.
All right, we've already declared our winner here. Pete says go to Starbucks. We got to settle this at Starbucks to figure out.
Well, Jordan
who's got
Schultz
the right
might
number.
be there, so
That's
hold on.
true.
And in Seattle, so he definitely will be there.
Might as well.
You're screwed.
Sam Darnold. If you're a rebuilding team, right, and if you're the Seattle Seahawks, and I guess this is the way in the NFL, right? If you're rebuilding, you got to at least, there's always a chance. There's always a chance that something, a couple games go your way and you got enough talent. And then
yes, right. And I don't think this is like a total rebuild.
And it's not like it screws you for the future.
Exactly. I think that's what it is. You saw he could play good football, right? They're not like rebuilding like we might look at some other teams. They're like reallocating. That's what I kind of look at it. Going, hey, the team had been set up like this. We don't want it, and I don't want it set up like that. I'm Mike McDonald. I'd like it to be a little more set up through this lens, and I think they're just trying to get to that, right? Where we talked about the defense, improving the all-line. We're not going to make it about our receivers and passing the football. Yep. Mike McDonald's like, screw that. I want to run it up the middle like I just saw the Ravens and Derrick Henry do it. That's the kind of football I want to play, right? Chew up the clock.
Give me a Lamar Jackson clone.
Yeah, exactly, right. No problem there. Oops. Yeah, we'll find you. But and I would expect them, of course, at some point to get involved in the receiver conversation to add somebody with Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I bet you they like Jake Bobo more than we realize. He has had moments, and then they'll find some other guys to kind of round out the roster and the position as they go forward here, and who knows, they'll probably draft a guy or two too.
Rigo Nunez on those lines says in our group chat, Sam Darnold just became the new Matt Flynn. Seattle going to draft Quinn Ewers or Jackson Dart, and Sam will not see a single snap.
I don't know about that. But there is that could happen. Right, where maybe with one of these second round picks or one of these extra picks they got from the Geno DK Metcalf, do they take a quarterback in the second round, and then it's Sam Darnold kind of living the life of what we just saw, where he has to hold down the fort for a year? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be, but I don't know. This kind of feels more like they want to make it happen. They want to see if he played good football. He was the quarterback of a 14-3 football team. Let's not forget that. And I think they're a team, and a GM that look at it too, like where they're not all about the quarterback. They're not like, oh, we got to have a superstar. We can't win the football game. I think they're going to make it about the team. So I do give them a little bit more of a chance here. I don't think this is going to be, definite. We're going to draft and try to replace Sam Darnold. Again, there's going to be a lot of people in football who are going to watch the film and go, Sam Darnold's better than his physical skills are every bit as good or better than everybody in the draft except for Cam Ward.
Yeah.
And it's not a crazy thing to say. I have no problem saying that either. There's certainly some good conversations to be had in that department.
Like, the ceiling already with Sam Darnold a little bit, but there's value in that too.
Exactly. There is value. You saw that, and I think there's still more ceiling to kind of break through. Let's not hold him to such a strict standard where it's like, hey, he's played in one big game in his life and he didn't do awesome. Let's throw him off the freaking boat. Get him out of here. How dare he walk the plank, Sammy Darnold. Right? That's where it's not fair either. And I know you've heard me say too, with the last 2 games, I know everybody wants to blame Sam Darnold, but the playoff game was not Sam Darnold. They had no chance. They were out-coached, out-physical. They couldn't protect. Nobody was open. He didn't crap the bed like he did against the Lions in Week 18.
Yeah.
That was different, where he played bad in that one. The next week, though, he just didn't get a chance to show you that he rebounded and then he was going to play well because just the whole team fell apart. So let's not be too quick to judge all of that.
So what do you think about this strategy? Yeah. Reportedly, the Seahawks offered a similar deal to Geno Smith, who turned it down.
Wow.
So then they go, hey, here's the deal. We're going to get a quarterback for this number. It's either you or Sam Darnold.
There had been talk that, Geno wanted too much. Geno wanted something north of 40. And I'm guessing that's where things change. I don't think Seattle was lying to the public or lying to me at the NFL Combine where they were kind of steadfast on Geno Smith. I don't. I think it got to a point where I think they thought, hey, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Hey, let's sit it down and get it done. Whoa, wait, you want that? I don't know if we want to do all of that, right? I'm not sure we want to give you that and be committed to you for too long in the future. And I think that's where they had to pivot to a new plan, and luckily found Pete Carroll and Brady and everybody else. We're going, hey, we like Geno, and we're not too crazy about the draft guys. We'd rather have a guy that can play right now, and they make that move.
If you were the GM, who would you take, Geno or Sam, if the deal was similar?
Wow. If it was similar, apples to apples, I think I like Geno better.
You like,
yeah, but it's not. It's close. It's really close. I like Sam's age better.
Yeah.
Right? That's for sure. But yeah, I would probably take Geno.
Okay.
I would. But that's tough. And it's one of those where it's so close. If you gave me an hour to think about it, I might change my mind in an hour, right? Where I'd go, wait, I thought about this, this, and this, and I don't like that. But good on the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm interested to see what they do with the rest of their football team. Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Hey, just because the season's over, it doesn't mean we're over. We ain't going anywhere. The NFL never dies.
We're staying right here. Hit subscribe. We got every NFL move. We'll react to that. Plus, Chris has got 4,719 draft prospect profiles to do.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe. You know where to find us. Peace out, homies.